Speaking of Manchester United, on Wednesday they play Liverpool in the League Cup, which could see the return of one Luis Suarez. Tommy, what do we think of for his return?
I think it's definitely needed Liverpool, especially after the weekend losing 1-0, but also because of the injury to Coutinho. Anyone who's watched Liverpool this season, or even towards the back end of last season, a lot of credit has gone to Sturridge, but for me the standout player really has been Coutinho, and it was no surprise that they couldn't score at the weekend without him. I think they need that bit of, in his absence, I think they need a bit of inspiration, a bit of quality to assist Sturridge, and I think Suarez has that in abundance. So it's definitely a welcome arrival coming back into the team.
I agree. I think a player like Suarez, he was absolutely amazing last season, and at the start of this season, it's been a bit like Liverpool have obviously done very well with their 1-0 victories, but where would he fit in? Because everything seemed pretty perfect. Now, as you say, Coutinho's out. They do need that bit of flair. They need someone who can create something out of nothing, and Suarez is just that man. What it will mean for Sturridge, we don't know, because Suarez is a striker, obviously, but he can play out slightly wide. He can play a bit deeper. So I think they can create quite a good partnership with them two up front, but it's going to mean a little bit of a reshuffle in the team to fit Suarez in. And when you have a player like him, you build your team around him because he is, immensely talented.
Special player, and for all his troubles off the field, on the pitch, he's been incredible for Liverpool Football Club. When Coutinho had been injured, that didn't help the weekend, but I think Sturridge's not quite match fit after his injury, which ruled him out of the England game against Ukraine. But I think also in attacking midfield-wise, Aspas not quite adjusted yet. So you'd think maybe Suarez play attacking midfield in a deep line role, and then Sturridge up front on his own. But it's an interchangeable front line, which is kind of good for Liverpool.
What do you think it means for Liverpool's season? Because obviously last season they seemed to strike up a good partnership, Suarez and Sturridge. They've done very well without Suarez, so it's like a new signing, as they say, him coming back. What would it do for their season?
It is. I think this season they have a very well-balanced squad, which is very strong in depth. That's not something they've had in the last few years. They've always had key influential players, but some very mediocre players as well, and a very, if a few of their important players got injured, it would be a problem. I think that now they've strengthened a lot defensively, going forward as well. Aspas, Moses, obviously Coutinho and Sturridge from last season. They have a very strong squad, and I expect a really good season from Liverpool this season. I predicted it in the summer, even when Suarez's future was a bit in doubt. I think that they will do well. I think they've got an excellent manager, and I think that if they continue down this line, I think they will finish very strongly.
All the top teams have lost this year. Apart from Everton, they're unbeaten. But in terms of the teams going to win the league or trying to get into the top four, they've all lost. So, everyone has a bad game now and then, and Saturday was just one of those.
It's a long season ahead. Liverpool, everyone's suddenly kind of taking notice because they had a strong start. I still don't think they're quite there yet for the top four. I still think Spurs, Arsenal, Chelsea, and obviously both Manchester clubs are just a step above them still. But they're getting there. And Brendan Rodgers has made some good changes, and they're bringing in good players. And as you say, Tommy, they've got that bit of extra depth this season as well. So it's promising signs for Liverpool, but I still think they need a little bit more time yet.